In the previous class, we have seen how to handle static table, and today's session we'll see how we can handle a dynamic table with pagination. So dynamic table with pagination. So this is a little bit complex. So because we need to do multiple tasks. So first thing we need to go through each and every page. We have to navigate, and parallelly we have to read the data from each page, and we have to continue this till we reach end of the page in the table. So multiple tasks we have to do parallelly in the dynamic table. So in the dynamic table, data keeps changing, number of rows keeps adding or sometimes reduced, and the number of pages also keep increasing, number of pages also keep reducing. So this is more dynamic in nature. So there are multiple things are involved in this. So we will try to understand first, then we will see how we can handle this. So first thing, let me open the page. Just a second. Right. So this is a web page. This is again e-commerce application, but backend application. So you can just provide username is demo, password is also demo, and you can also access this application directly. You can say login. So once you log in, you can see a few options here. You can just go to customers here, and this is a customer's main menu. And this we can see customer sub menu. Click on it, and once you click on sub menu, you can see the table. So here we have some check boxes, customer names, email addresses, group, status, date, action, and so on. And currently, each page is having 10 records. You can see showing 1 of 10. So 10 records are there every page. So totally 1909 pages are there. And if I just click on this each and every page, it will go and display the data from each page. So the last page is this one, 1990 is the last page, and this is the first page. Okay, this is a table. Now we'll see how we can handle this. So to handle this table, first of all, let us see how we can find a number of pages, because we want to read data not only from one page, we have to read data from all the pages, right? So first of all, we have to know how many total number of pages are there. And accordingly, we have to go and click on each and every page, and then we will read the data. So three things are there. So first thing, we have to find total number of pages, because this is also dynamic value. So every time you don't see the same number. So this number keeps changing. So total number of pages we have to find out. That's the first thing. Second thing is we have to keep clicking on each and every page till we reaches the last page. That's the second thing. Third thing is as soon as you click on the page, you have to read all the data from this page. That is the third thing. Okay, first thing is counting number of pages. Second thing is click on particular page. Third thing is read data from that particular page. So these are the three things simultaneously we have to do. Okay. So let us start writing the code. Let's go to Eclipse and create a new package, day 33. So dynamic pagination table. All right. So as a first step, we have created driver instance. This is my implicit weight, and this is your launching your application. Then I'm maximizing the window. So before going to this particular table, we have to first do login. And after successful login, we have to click on this customers, then submenu customers, then you will get this table. Okay. So we need to write all the piece of code for this. So we need to start from the login page. So username and password we have to provide. Let's inspect this username. So this is our username. So I can say driver dot find element by dot xpath dot send keys. Here I'm passing demo. So this is our demo. And one more thing. So before passing the value, so some value is already highlighted here. Can you see some username? Once you click on it, you can pass the value. Then it is disappear. So some values existed in this. So if you want to clear this, and I want to clear, and then I will pass the new value. So to clear the existing value from the input box, what we can do is, so instead of passing the value directly, you can just take that element into a variable. I can say this is username element. The type of this web element is web element. And first we will clear the box and then we'll pass the new value. So to clear the input box, dot clear. So this is a method available. And after that, we can take the same variable. Then you can pass the value. Send keys, you can say demo. Same thing I'll repeat for password. So just copy this. Okay, and this is your password. And password is also demo, but the XPath will be different. Inspect this password, and this is a XPath. Right. So now we provided username, then password. So then we have to click on the login button. So click on the login button. Can't we use clear directly? So where you want to use clear, you can use it, but I'm doing two operations, right? One is clear, another one is send keys. So that's the reason I have taken that variable in a, that I have taken that element in a variable. So if you want to write this entire thing two times, you can write. So here you can do clear, and the next statement you can do send keys. Instead of writing this entire statement multiple times, I have just stored in a variable. Then I'm using a simple variable. So these are the things you need to understand, the basic stuff. Okay, why I have taken this variable? Because I want to perform two different operations. But if you want to perform only one single operation, just you want to send keys, then you can directly write it here. Or just you want to do clear, then you can put clear directly here. Okay. So whenever you want to perform multiple operations, better to take that element in a variable. So you can reuse this variable multiple times. Okay, that is a context. So dot clear dot send keys, no, we cannot do like this. Okay, because here you don't have a send keys method. So after clear, you don't have any method because clear method will return void. So after clear, you cannot use send keys. Send keys is a method or clear is a method which they are belongs to web element class. Okay, so password dot clear dot send keys you cannot do. All right. So now these are the two elements we have interacted. Now we need to perform the click action on the login button. Inspect this login, and I'm taking this login element, driver dot find element by dot xpath dot click. So this will perform the login. So now just observe a small behavior. I can say demo and demo. As soon as you click on the login, okay, you are getting some window here. So this window. But sometimes you may get this window, sometimes you may not get this window. Okay, and basically this is not an alert window because why I'm saying it is not alert window because you can inspect these elements. If I want to inspect anything on this window, you will able to inspect anything on this. See, I'm able to inspect close button, rename, input box, everything I'm able to inspect. So this is not an alert window actually. This is an information window, we can simply say. Okay. So sometimes this window will appear, sometimes it may not appear. But in both the cases, you have to handle this. But we don't need to do anything with this window. Just we have to close this and we will proceed further. Suppose if the window is not appeared, then whatever code we have written, that will be waste, right? Suppose window is appeared, then our code will close this window. Let me first write the code to close this window. For example, how to close this? Just I want to press this cross mark. I'm inspecting this cross mark, button close, and simply I'll locate that element and close this. So driver dot find element by dot xpath button dot click. So when I click on that cross mark, that will close the window. Okay. But every time it is not available, right? For example, suppose if this window is not available, as soon as you log in, this is not appeared. So then what happens is this particular statement will throw exception. If the window is available, this will be able to close it. But if the window is not available, then what is the problem? This will throw some exception. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to close this window based on the condition. So what is my condition now? If the window is displayed, then I will close it. If the window is not displayed, I don't want to close it. So two conditions. So now what I have to do is I will put one if condition here. If this particular window dot is displayed. If it is written true, then I'll close it. Okay. If this element is displayed, then I will close it. Otherwise, no need, right? Otherwise, I no need to execute this statement. When I have to execute this statement, only if the window is displayed, then I will execute this statement. Otherwise, no need. Even else is also not required. Okay, because if the window is not visible or if the window is not available, we don't need to do anything. So just only one if condition we are checking here. If the window is present, close it. If the window is not present, no need to do it, anything. No operation is required. So we'll put one if condition. So what this if condition will do, this will close window if it is available. Okay, close window if it is available. If it is not available, this statement will not execute. If it is available, this statement will execute. Okay, fine. So window is also be closed. Now the next thing is what? Go to customers, then click on the customers submenu. Main menu, submenu. Now let me inspect the main submenu. So this is giving a parent. One element is matching. Can we write our own XPath here? Parent and sub element. It is giving something here. Relative XPath class equal to parent. Okay. So let us inspect this element. Menu customer. This is the anchor tag. And if we expand this, here you can see the customers. Okay. So fine, no problem. So let us use it, or else if you want to write your own XPath, you can write. So class is got changed. Okay, no problem. So let me use this XPath. So driver dot find element by dot XPath dot click. So this will click on customers main menu. So after clicking on it, we need to click on the customers sub menu. Inspect this sub menu. And this is the XPath which is given for the sub menu. So let's capture this. Driver dot find element by dot XPath dot click. So this will click on the customers submenu. Customers submenu. Okay, done. So once you have done this, now we will get the table here. So let's try to execute till here and see. So we got an exception, no such element exception. Class equal to parent. So this XPath is not working properly. So let us try to change the XPath for the main customer. So by default, this is the status. So we need to click on this. Okay, so we'll use this one. Okay, so we'll try this. So you always get this. Just try to do it manually. So later I will provide another URL. So you will able to do this. Yeah, so now we can see it is click on the customer sub menu. Then we got a table like this. Okay, fine. So now we reached the customers table. Now we need to handle this. This is the major thing. So I told you 3 steps. First step is what? We need to find out total number of pages. So that those many number of times we have to repeat this. Once you know the number of pages, and each and every page you have to click. But how we will know how many pages I want to click? Depends upon the number. How many pages are there? So those many times we have to click on this pagination. So the first and most important thing is we have to capture the number of pages. Okay. So how to capture the number of pages? See, this is my text. This is my text. Okay, where is the value number of pages? Here it is. And this value is not constant. This value keeps changing. Sometimes it will be 2 digits, sometimes it will be 3 digits, sometimes it will be 5 digits. This is the more dynamic value. So this is not constant value, but every time I want to capture this. This is the only the number I want to capture from this entire text. How we can capture? Can anyone tell me how we can capture this value? So this is all one string. Okay, we will capture this entire thing in a string. From that particular string, we have to capture this particular value. How can we capture this? So in the last classes, we already discussed this Java sessions. So this is all complete string. Okay, from that particular string, we have to extract this particular value. Yes. So we have to use something called contains or substring. Which method? Contains or substring. So we want to extract some part of the string from the main string. So should not forget those methods. That's the reason I told, which is very, very important. All string methods are important. We use in our automation. So this is the entire string. From this, we want to extract the substring. Okay. Fine. So this is the dynamic value. We will see that later. First of all, we'll see how we can extract this value. How can we extract? How to write the statement? Let us say this is all string. Okay. Now I want to extract this part from the string. So s dot substring of. Now tell me how we can put starting index, ending index. We have to count from the beginning, right? So let us say this is all one string from here to here. So now we need to pass the starting index, ending index. Starting index starting from what? 0. So this is the value we have to extract. So we need to find the starting index of 1 and ending index of 9. Okay. Now let's find the starting index of 1. So how we can find? We need to count from the beginning. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 is the starting index of 1. Okay. So here I'll say 26. Okay. Now the ending index of 9. Ending index of 9. How we can count? We need to count from 1. 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30. Right? So if we count from 1, so the ending index of 9 is what? 30. So when I say 26 comma 30, then it will give you exactly 1909. So this will return 1909. So is it correct? Can we write like this? So if we want to extract this particular value, can we use substring method? Yes, perfectly fine. Suppose I said this value is a dynamic, right? Suppose currently we have only 4 digits, so this will work perfectly fine. But suppose tomorrow if I add one more value, one more digit, then what happens? Ending index will change, right? This will not work. Suppose tomorrow the values got reduced. Now it becomes 3 digits. So then the ending value should be decreased. So if this value is keeps changing, if this values keeps changing, we cannot directly provide starting index, ending index. But anyway, we have to use only substring method. There is no other way. We have to extract this value only by using substring method. But what is the challenging thing here is what? By getting the starting index and ending index of the value. Because as soon as this value keeps changing, the starting index, ending index also keeps changing. So we cannot hard code these two values. Starting index, ending index, we cannot hard code. So then what is the other way? Now we need to get the starting index dynamically. Ending index also we need to get dynamical. So we should not hard code these two values. So we should pass this starting index, or we need to get the starting index of the first digit and starting index of the ending index of the last digit. Those two we need to get dynamically. Okay. So then how we can do this? First, before using the substring method, we will see how we can get the starting index of the first digit, ending index of the last digit. So this is the most important thing. After that, we will think about the substring. Okay. So in Java, there is another method we have to get the starting index and ending index. So for example, this is the first digit. So that index I want to capture. So to get the index of 1, what I can do is take this as variable dot. There is a method called index of. Index of. So this method will return the index of the value which we have passed. Okay. So index of, for example, here, this bracket is dynamic or static? The bracket is dynamic or static? Static. This bracket will not change. But the value after the bracket is keeps changing. But the bracket is static, right? So what I will do is I want to get the starting index of 1 actually. But the value keeps changing. So what I will do is I will get the starting index of this particular bracket. I will add plus 1 and that will become the index of 1. Okay. Now I will get the index of this bracket. How we can get? S dot index of, in the double quotes, specify the bracket, open bracket. So now what the statement will do, this will return the index of open bracket. And when you do plus 1, this will return the index of the first digit. Got it, everyone? So because this is dynamically changing, I don't know whether first digit or not. So what I have done is I got the index of the open bracket and then I added +1. +1 added means that is pointing to 1 exact, right? So this will give you the starting index of 1. So that I can substitute instead of 26. Perfect. Now let's go to the ending index. So now we want to get the last digit. And tomorrow, if you add some more digits, again, we need to get the last digit. So you can have 3 digit, 2 digit, 4 digit, 5 digit, 10 digit, doesn't matter. But I want to capture the last digit. How to capture the last digit? So this will keeps changing. Maybe it is increased or maybe it is reduced. But I want to get the last digit. So then what we need to do now? We have to take the index of this particular pages because that is a constant, right? So I want to get the index of the pages and then do -1. When I do -1, then you will get the last digit. See, because there is a one space here. So we need to get the index of these pages -1. When I say -1, the space will be removed. Then the last digit index you will get. So how to write s dot index of, okay, and pages, specify the pages. Now it will return the index of what? This particular pages. This particular pages. Now, when I say -1, this space is also removed. That will give you the last index of 1. So -1 we have to say. So this will give you the index of last digit. So tomorrow if the values are increased, still no problem. Values are decreased, still there is no problem. Because we have written index of pages, that will not change. Pages -1, that will give you the last digit index. Because last digit index will count from 1, right? So this space will be removed when I say -1 and rest of the last digit value count will be done. So this will give you the index of last digit that I can substitute in place of 30. So this is the way we can dynamically get index of the starting digit, index of the last digit. So everybody's understood this statement. Even if you have a one page, no problem. Okay, if suppose here only one page, so then it will get the starting index of 1, ending and ending index of 1. That will give the value. Okay, even if it is single digit, still there is no problem. It will return the value. Okay. So P index we cannot use because P index keeps changing. We cannot use. See here pager, in the pager, these index numbers, see as soon as you click on the index, suppose I'm clicking on 9, then rest of them will display. When I click on 13, then rest of them will display. So all the pages numbers will not display at once. So that's the reason we don't depend on this. We have to capture this. There is no other way. So when I say index of pages, it will return where exactly the P is got started. Yeah, you can get the index of P also, no problem. Okay, but the problem is in this particular string, suppose some other P is there. Suppose here or somewhere some other P is there, then it will become problem. That's the reason I have taken the complete string. If you want, you can take only P. That's not a problem. So this will return index of the P. And then when I say -1, that will return the index of the last digit. That is also correct. Okay, that is also correct. But when I say single character, the problem is suppose in this entire string, somewhere the P is got repeated, then it will return the index of the P, which is comes first in this particular string. That is the reason I have taken this entire string, but pages will not be changed, right? So that's the reason I have taken pages. You can also take P, nothing wrong in. Everybody's understood index of is a method which will return the index of a character or index of a string. So in this particular case, we are getting the index of this open bracket In the second one, we are getting the index of the pages. Index of the pages in the sense, again, it is returning index of the P only. Okay, index of the P, wherever the pages is got started, from there, it will count index. So it will give the first index of the pages. So -1, when I say, it will return the last digit. So this is the whole stuff. Okay, so this will return actual number of pages. Maybe it is increased or decreased, doesn't matter. Always it will return the correct value. So these type of logics you have to apply in your automation. Many places you have to remember this. Okay, so now I will try to use this to get the number of pages. Now go to your actual automation script. But before doing that, we need to capture the text. So the entire text we have to capture. So this entire text we have to capture. For that, let me inspect. Okay, this is the element. Okay, so one element is matching. So from this web element, we have to capture the text value. From that web element, we have to capture the text value. So instead of writing this, can we write our own XPath for this? Our own XPath. Yes, div. I can write something called contains. Div contains. And inside this, I can write one text method. So what is the text should be? Showing is there, right? So I just provide that showing small text. So div dot contains a text showing. So this is pointing exactly the text path. Or you can say pages, no problem. So pages showing, or you can say pages. So one element is matching. So let me take this to get the element. So driver dot find element by dot xpath. And how to capture the text from the web element? Text from the web element dot get text. So this will return the text. So that I'm going to store in a variable called text. This is a string type of variable. So by using this text variable, we want to capture the actual number. So currently, what is the value of this is this one, right? So this is a one. So in this particular statement, we captured the entire text. Now we need to extract this part. For that, we have written our own built-in method. So we use this built-in method. So here S is what? String text. Okay. So when I say single quote, that's it. So this will return actual number of pages. Now here I'm taking one variable called int total underscore pages. Int total underscore pages. So text dot substring of text dot index of this one, comma text dot index of this one. Are we missing anything here? Yes. See, when I capture the substring, right? So this will be in the string format because everything is a substring, right? So when you capture this part from the main string, that will be in the string format. That will be in the number string format. So we need to convert that into number format. So how we can convert this? Again, we have to use one more method here. Integer dot parse int, right? Of, then you can specify this. The whole thing we will put in the integer dot parsing. So now I can store in a variable. So I got it. Number of pages, total number of pages. So the first task is completed. So I have told you three tasks. The first task is what? We have to know total number of pages. Second thing is we have to click on each and every page till we reaches the last page number. Okay, and then we have to read the data from every page. Parse int, can anybody tell me what is a parse int? What is a parse int method will do? This is not the first time we understood this. We have discussed this many times in the previous sessions, many times from Java onwards. What it will do, integer.parseInt, it will convert string to integer. So this will return the string type of data that we cannot store in a variable, integer variable. So we have to convert. So integer.parseInt is a method which will convert string to integer. I think you have not followed in the previous sessions. Please go through them. Okay, so now we have got total number of pages. Now what is the next thing? Next thing is what? We need to click on each and every page one by one till we reaches the last page number. Okay, so for that we have to write a looping statement. Okay, because we have a number of pages. So repeating pages. How we can do it? You can say for I'm starting from int, I'm taking a variable called p. P is representing a page number. Okay, p equal to, I'm starting from 1 because the starting page is 1. And how many times we have to repeat depends upon how many number of total pages we captured, right? That we have to specify. P less than or equal to total pages. And then p plus plus. So here every time we have to increase the p value 1, 2, 3, 4 up to we reach last page. Okay. But if I look at this, by default, when you launch your web page, by default, the first page is displayed, right? The first page is already displayed. So do we really need to click on the first one? No need, right? So on the first page, we no need to click because we already, first page is got displayed. So when we have to click on this page, only if the page number is greater than 1, then we have to click. Okay, if the page number is greater than 1, then only we have to click. So by default, first page is already displayed. So we no need to click. So when we have to click, only if the page number is greater than 1, then we have to click. So then what I will do is I will put one if condition here. If, okay, if total pages I'm taking, okay, total underscore pages. And one more thing is here. Go to the page. So instead of taking this P number, P1, 2, 3, 4, I will take the page number. Okay, if the total pages are greater than 1, then I will click. Why I'm taking like this? Suppose if you go to the last page. Okay, if we go to the last page, 1091. This is also greater than 1. So let me just check it. So suppose currently we are in 1. I'm clicking on the second link, second page. So second 2 is a greater than 1. So I'm just clicking on the 2. So now just what happens here? Can you see? Second time when the condition will match or not? P greater than 1. Yes, P greater than 1 is matched. But 2 is already displayed here. So do we really need to click on the 2? No. Next time 3 will be displayed. Next time 4 will be displayed. So these are all greater than 1 only. Okay, if the P is greater than 1, if the P is greater than 1, then only we have to click. Otherwise, no need. That's the condition. If you put like this, if the P value is greater than 1, if the P value is greater than 1, then only we have to click. That's what I'm saying. Now, if I go back, currently P value is what? 1. So 1, you no need to click actually. Right? So if P is greater than 1, then you have to click. Now, suppose P value becomes 2. Then what happens? We have to click on 2. Then you have to click on 3. Then you have to click on 4. Like this. Right? So now what we need to do is we'll put one condition. So take the P value. If the P value is greater than 1, if the P value is greater than 1, then what we have to do? We have to click on the pager. We have to click on the pager, this one. So let us try to locate this page. Inspect. And most important thing. So if you use this XPath, If I use this XPath, will it work for all the pages? No, right? If I use that XPath, will not work for all the pages. It will not work for all the pages. And also, every time this values keeps changing. First initially 2, next 3, 4, 5, 6, it keeps changing. So whatever number I will get, I should able to click on it. So we will write one generic XPath here. So I'm taking this parent element UL tag, because inside the UL there are more number of LI tags. Every pagination is representing one LI. So I will write one user defined XPath UL at the rate class equal to pagination at the rate class equal to pagination. So I will go to the pagination. From there, from the pagination / star, I'm using a text method. Inside another XPath, I'm using a text method. Text equal to, just observe, if I pass the P, suppose I pass 2 here. In the single quote, I'm passing 2 here. And then close this bracket. Now, second page is pointing. When I say 3 here, third page is pointing. When I say 4, fourth page is pointing. 5 page is pointing. So if we change this value dynamically, we are able to point each and every page number, right? So now what we have to do is we have to pass this page number dynamically. How to pass it? Use this XPath in this driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay, in this 5 we have to pass dynamically. 5 is what? Page number. So this P value we have to pass here. How to pass variable in the XPath? In the last class we discussed. Yes. If you want to pass variable in the XPath, simply say P, that's a variable, and put that in the double quotes, and before and after use plus operator. Okay. So this will find the element and a dot. Okay. So just capture that element. Capture the pager number. So that will become the active page, right? Which whatever page number we are getting, that is a active page. And this I'm going to store in a string variable. So what is this, string or web element? So I'm just capturing the page. That is a web element. Okay, so just put the web element here. So this is the active page. Now we capture the active page. So XPath is very simple. What I have done is I have written XPath till here, pagination. In this, we have to capture these pages dynamically. And these numbers we have to pass at the runtime. Okay, these numbers 2, 3, 4. Because if you write a static XPath, suppose if I write an XPath for the particular element, like say I'm writing XPath for 2. So this is the XPath which is given. But this XPath works only for second element. This will not work for the third element. This will not work for the fourth element because the value is static here. Okay, so now what I have done is I have created my own XPath. So first I go to pagination, and then by writing the text function, I've written my own XPath. So this is the XPath I have written. And in this, whichever value we passed, this will go and point that element. See, when I say 2, second page is highlighting. When I say 3, third page is highlighting. 5, fifth page is highlighting. Okay, so this value we have to dynamically pass. So this is the XPath I'm using to locate these pages one by one. And how we can locate this by passing this value. Whichever number I'm passing here, that page will be located. So here I have used this inside the looping statement. So whatever page number I'm pointing here, the same page number I'm passing it here. Okay. So if you look at this DOM, this is the text value. You can see the 2 is displayed here. And in the second LI, you can see 3 is got displayed here. So we are passing the text dynamically, and accordingly it is getting the value. Yeah, that is also correct. You can also use that XPath. Suppose if you want to use simple XPath, point one of them, and here you can pass the value. Suppose when I pass 1, no element, say 2, second element, 3, fourth element. No, this is also you can use. Okay, this XPath also you can use, but you need to pass this value dynamically. Okay, but normal space I don't recommend for this. So better to write a complete XPath. Okay, so if the p value is greater than 1, then only get the active page. And what we need to do now on this active page, we have to click on it, right? Active page dot click. We need to, so what we have understood based on this, if the page number is 1, we no need to click because by default page number 1 is displayed. If the page number is greater than 1, then get the active page and then click on it. So that will go to the next page. So once you come out from if condition, the page is got displayed. Now we have to start reading the data. So reading data from the page, from the particular page. So whichever page we clicked here, the data is displayed on the particular page, then we have to start reading the data from the page. Now, so currently we are in the first page. So we want to read this data. In this table, I want to read especially 2 columns. One is customer name I want to read, then email ID, email also I want to read. If you want to read all the columns, you can read it, no problem. So currently I just want to read 2 columns. First column, second column. Okay, but before reading the data, let us cross check our pagination is working properly or not. So go back. So I'm not reading any data for now. I'm just checking whether pagination is properly working or not, whether it is navigating 1, 2, 3, 4 each and every page or not. So instead of keeping total number of pages, because almost 1000 pages are there, it is taking a lot of time. So I will just keep only 5 pages for now. Okay, whether the pagination is properly working or not, I just want to check. So for that, I can do this. So let me run as a Java application. See now, exactly it is pointing, right? First page is gone, second, third, currently it is pointing, fourth page. Currently it is pointing, fourth page. But I said 5, right? P greater than or equal to 5, but it is saying fourth page. It is stopped at fourth page, but one page is left. We will see how to handle that page. So currently this is fine. So the pagination is properly working. Now we need to read the data from the specific page. So let's go to the first page. Now we want to read this data. So I want to read customer name and email address. Nested for loop is not needed here because there are only 5 columns. So we can manage with one single for loop. So simply what you can do is we need to read all the customer names and email address. So whenever you want to read the data from the table, what is the first thing we need to find? How many number of rows? So if you know how many number of rows are there, so those many times we can repeat the number of rows. Okay. So how to find number of rows from a table? How to find number of rows in a table? Okay. So let us find table, inspect the table. So this is the table tag is there. Okay. Inside the table, we want to find total number of TRs, right? So if I go back to the T body, these are the number of TRs. So we need to count total number of TRs are there. Okay. So let's find total number of TRs. So first we'll go to the table, go to selector hub. This is my table. This is the table hex path. In the table, I want to capture all the TRs. You can simply say slash slash TR. Because I have only one table in this page, I can directly go to TR. So 11 elements are there. So 11 means it is counting header also. Because in the T body, TH also, in the TH also, there is one TR is there. This is also counted header. I don't want this header. So then I can specify T body. So here I can say T body slash slash TR. So then I'll get exactly 10 rows. So this XPath I can use to capture the 10 rows. So now before reading the data from the table, count the number of rows. How to count? Driver dot find elements by.xpath. Okay, this will return the multiple web elements dot size. So this will give you number of rows in a particular page. So I can store in that in a variable, the number of rows in a variable, integer number of rows, number of rows. So if you know number of rows, we can repeat the loop, right? I can write one for loop here. So where I have to start? I have to start from 1. Int I equal to 1 from the first row. How many times I have to repeat? Repeat number of rows. So I less than or equal to number of rows, then I plus plus. So now here we can read whichever column data you want. So I want to read customer name, email address. So if you point this customer name, so this is XPath which is given, but we need to change it. In the T body, in the TR of 1. So first row is pointing. TR of 1 means first row is pointing. In the first row, I want to capture only customer name. So what is the column number of customer name? Column number slash TD of 2. See, it is exactly pointing customer name. So in this XPath, what I have done is we first go to the table T body and first row, second column. Okay. And the next time we have to just change only row number. So this will give you the first email ID. Now, if I change the row number 2, then it will give the second email ID, customer name, then third customer name, fourth customer name, fifth customer name, sixth customer name, like this. So just by changing this row number, we're able to get all the customer names one by one. Okay, checkboxes are in the first column. Okay, checkboxes are in the first column. Now, second column onwards, we have to start reading the data. So what is the value we have to change here? Only the row number we have to change. Row number we have to keep changing till the last row number, which is 10. So now this is the XPath I'm using. So inside this for loop, I can say driver.find element by.xpath. Okay, and in this dot get text, I'm using get text method so that I can capture the customer name. And now here, this row number we have to dynamically pass. So I is representing the row number here, right? So how we can pass? Oh, let me take R. R is representing the row number in a table. So this R I want to pass inside the text path in this place. Simple syntax. Just put R, keep that R in the double quotes, row number, and before after use plus. So now every time what happens, this loop is repeating every time. So R value keep increasing, but the column value is constant. Column value is always constant. Okay. So this will give you the customer name. So that I can store in a string variable, string customer name. So first column. Now I want to get another column. Customer names we are reading. Next one, email also I want to capture. So how to change this XPath if you want to get email? Third column, just third column. Now you can see first email. When I say 2 here, second email, 3, fourth email, 5, like this. So just we need to change the row number to get the email address. But column number is 3, which is constant. So along with this customer name, I want to capture the email address. So I can say driver.find element by.xpath. So here I'll use dot get text. So get text, and here we need to pass the row number again. Same row number we have to pass. So R, that you can put in the double quotes. Before and after use plus operate. Okay, this will return the email address, string email. So like this, whichever column you want, you can capture all the columns data. So currently I'm capturing customer and email address. Now, if you want to get customer group status, you can get. If you want to get the status, let us get the status. Same XPath. Only the thing is we need to change the column. So which column it is? Status column. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth column, right? You can say 5. Fifth column is pointing status. Now we need to just change the row numbers one by one. Okay, let us capture the status also. Go back. and driver dot find element by dot xpath dot get text. So here we need to pass the row number again. So here R before and after plus and then say plus. So in all three statements, we pass row number dynamically. So this will return the status in the string format. Okay, so three columns we read. Now let us print those three columns directly here. System.out.println. First, I'll print a customer name. Then customer name is a variable, okay, variable. Then concatenate with /t / or backward slash. Forward, backward, I have not remember. Okay. So plus email, again concatenate with one tab space, plus status. Okay. So now I have printed all three columns. So this loop will repeat till it completes all 10 rows in the first page. So once the first page is completed, so then what we should do, it will go up and increase the page number. And again, if the p greater than 1, click on the active page and then again get the number of rows from that particular page and then read the data from this page. So this will repeat multiple times. Till how many times it will repeat, how many pages we specified here. So those number of times it will repeat. Okay. Now let's execute. Run as Java application. And better to put wait time also because it will go very faster. So when I shifting to one page to another page, suppose here, I'll keep some wait time. Okay, after clicking in the page, I will put some wait time because we can clearly see whether this page is navigating or not. Thread.sleep, I'll put 3 seconds. Okay, fine. Let's execute now. Okay, now it is go to first page, second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page. Okay, so all 5 pages successfully navigated. Now we'll see the data is displayed or not. Yes. So because we have given some tab space, so it is given. So this is the name and this is the email and this is the status. Name, email address and the status. Because we have some junk data there, so it's not visible clearly, but all the data is got successfully read from the table from all the 5 pages. Okay, this wait is just for demo purpose. Okay, because whenever you are clicking on each and every page, it will go very faster. We cannot see whether it is properly navigating or not. So that's the reason I just put some wait here inside the page here. Okay. So everybody's understood. So if I put the number of pages here, total number of pages, so this will go almost 900 times. Okay, almost 1900 pages times it will repeat. So that's the reason I'm taking a minimum value. Let's say 10 I'm taking. So it will go to 10 times. So if I execute. So this is step by step. Simply we have to apply the logic. We need to first understand the nature of the table and accordingly we have to frame the logic. So the same logic may not work for all kinds of tables, but this is the example I have given. Okay. But other tables, the design, if design is got changed, accordingly your script also definitely will change. So this we cannot handle through automation actually. Okay, let's see. Customers. I think we got a timeout issue. Just a moment. Okay, so let's run one more time. Yeah, this is captcha basically. The captchas we cannot automate. So this step we have to skip. So because of the captcha, our script is corrupting actually. Okay, no problem. So anyway, I'll give you another URL. Button.close is not working. Okay. So you guys can try this in some other URL. Okay, same script, it will work properly. So based on this, what you can do is you can try one assignment I will give you. Test automation form. So in this page, you can see one table in the bottom, pagination table, small table. It's not much complicated, but it is very simple to do it. So in this, what you need to do is, so by default, first page is displayed. Okay, so in this, you have to read the data. So like all the data you can read, ID, name, price. At the same time, after reading the data, you need to select the checkbox. Okay, after reading the data, along with this, select the checkbox like this. And after that, go to the second page. Now again, read all three columns and also select the checkbox. And after that, go to the next page, read all the columns data, and then select the checkbox. So if it is a text, we will write an XPath and get the text. If it is a checkbox, get the web element and perform the click action. Okay, so here click on the 4 and then get all the data and then click on the checkbox. So here also you need to get the number of pages. Currently only 4 pages are there, but you guys can try to get the number of pages. Okay, currently 1, 2, 3, 4. You know 4 pages are there, but try to find how many are there. Suppose tomorrow if I add some more data here, that will become 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So try to find how many are there. So it's very simple actually. If I inspect this element, the pagination element, this is the pager element, UL tag. So how many are there here? 3, 4 list items are there. So totally 4 pages are there. Okay, if you count how many LIs are there, that is exactly equal to number of pages. So there is no much complexity in this. Very simple. So just write an XPath for UL and LI. How many LIs are there? Those many number of pages are there. And accordingly, you can write a looping statement, because for writing the looping statement, we need this number of pages. Accordingly, you can repeat. And also at the time of reading each and every page from this table, you need to count number of rows. And also try to check the checkboxes like this. Okay. So try this assignment, and the next session tomorrow, we will see how to handle the date pickers, which is also most important topic that we will see in the tomorrow session. So this is assignment. And I'll give you one more thing. You guys, if you want, you guys can try this. Sometimes you don't see table tag, tr tag, td tags in the table, but still that is a table. Okay, let me go to Orange HRM table. You guys can try. Otherwise, I will tell you, no problem. So I can say admin 123, login. Okay, so in this, go to admin. So in the admin tab, you can see one table here. This is a table actually. But if you inspect this, you don't see the table tag. You don't see the table tab. You can see this is a role equal to table. So there is a div tag is there. So div is a tag, class, and role equal to table. So this is a pointing to entire table. So there is no table tag. And if you want to go inside the div tag, you can see there are 2 div tags are there. In the first div tag, header part, second div tag, rows are there. And if you expand the second div tag, you can find again multiple divs. You can see each row is representing with a div tag here. This is the different type of table. This is called Bootstrap table, which is called Bootstrap table. It's not a normal table. If it is a normal table, you can find table tag, tr, tds, and everything. But here, every row is representing with the div tag. And again, if you expand one div tag, this particular div tag is representing the row, particular row. Inside the div tag, again, there are multiple div tags are there. Even columns also representing with the div tag. You can see this. Okay. So this table you have to handle. So what you need to do is in this table, try to read usernames and their roles from this table. And there are no pages are there. The only single page, only one single page. As soon as you go to admin, you will see the table, but sometimes you will see only few records. Sometimes you see only 2 to 3 records. Sometimes you can see 20 records, but there is no pagination here, just a single table. But the data keeps adding, data keep reducing. And this is a Bootstrap table. You don't find table TRs and everything, but still we can handle this, and you can find the number of rows, you can find the number of columns. And what I'm asking you, just try to get only username and user roles. Just with one for loop, you can manage. Okay, all the usernames and all the user roles we need to capture. So try this assignment for today. And if not, I'll explain tomorrow's session. Okay. Tables. Yes. So Bootstrap is something called a new kind of a technology. So internally, the HTML elements are there. On top of it, they will add some more additional tags. The main purpose of Bootstrap is the look and feel. Okay, so the look and feel will be very attractive. If I look at this table, it's more attractive, right? Just if you see normal table like this, it's just like a normal table. It's not much attractive. But on the same table, they convert into Bootstrap elements. So this is a Bootstrap. So in the latest trending applications, you can see these type of elements. And also some applications, if they developed by using latest trending technologies like AngularJS, React.js, right? In those applications, you can see these type of elements. You don't see the traditional tags, especially for drop downs also. You don't see the traditional drop downs, traditional tables. So you will see these type of elements in the latest trending applications. So try to handle this. You will get to know, or else tomorrow I will explain this. Okay. So try these two things for today's session and practice this dynamic web table. So that's all. I'll stop here for today's session. Tomorrow we will see date picker element. Date picker is a customized element. So different type of designs are there. So we'll see one or two design, 2 to 3 designs. So you will be able to understand. But the same code, same script will not work for every kind of a date picker. Just like a table also. Table is also customized element. So you will not see the same kind of a table in every application. So according to the design, our automation code definitely should change. So date pickers also customized web elements. So we have to change the code from one date picker to another date picker or calendar element. So that we will see in the tomorrow session. Okay. So let's stop here for today. Tomorrow we'll continue. If you have any questions, you can ask. I'll stop in the session.